This is a meta-analysis from 2016 that compiled 35 international studies for a total of nearly 13,000 patients to describe the prevalence of latent thyroid cancer identified on autopsy. So that to say, cancer that's found in people who had no known thyroid disease prior to death. There was a wide range of prevalence described, and in some studies, thyroid cancer was found on up to 35% of autopsies on asymptomatic patients. Most notably, the study showed that there was no change in the prevalence of thyroid cancer over time, and this was between 1949 and 2007. So keep in mind the previous slide, this directly contrasts the enormous increase in incidence observed over this exact same time period. So if we've shown that the underlying reservoir of thyroid cancer prevalence hasn't changed over time, but the incidence rate or the rate of diagnosis has increased, it certainly brings into question our methods and patterns by which we're diagnosing thyroid cancer. So within this meta-analysis, really the only significant variable that they found to be correlated with prevalence of thyroid cancer was the intensiveness of pathologic examination, whether they were sectioning the whole thyroid gland versus just partial thyroid gland. And piecing all of this evidence together, they reached a similar conclusion that for thyroid cancer, the more that you go looking for it, the more that ultimately you will end up finding.